Hello everybody, this is Shankar from SystemBaseLabs. Welcome back to the course. Welcome back to the course from models to autonomous enterprise systems. In our previous modules, we explored the evolution of artificial intelligence from rule-based systems to machine learning systems. We examined how machines began learning directly from data, how predictive systems transformed enterprise computing, how supervised learning enabled predictive intelligence, how unsupervised learning enabled pattern discovery, and how enterprise AI systems became operational at scale. But now we are entering a revolution, deep learning. Now think about this for a moment. For many years, traditional machine learning systems depended heavily on human involvement. Humans selected features, humans engineered representations. Humans determined what information mattered most. But eventually, the complexity of the real world became too difficult to manage manually. Images became more complex, language became more dynamic, speech became more nuanced. Human behavior became unpredictable. And traditional machine learning systems began reaching their limitations. This pushed researchers toward an entirely new direction. Instead of humans manually defining representations, what if neural systems could learn representations automatically? That single question formed AI forever because this marked the beginning of deep learning. Now, let us simplify what deep learning actually means. Deep learning is a neural architecture approach where machines learn multiple layers of representations automatically. This happens from massive amounts of data. And the key phrase here is multiple layers of representations. Earlier AI systems learned relatively shallow relationships. Deep learning systems began learning hierarchical intelligence. Let us understand this practically. Suppose a machine is analyzing an image. The first neural layer may detect simple edges. The next layer may recognize shapes. Another layer may identify patterns. The next layer may recognize objects. And eventually, the system begins understanding highly abstract representations. This was revolutionary because for the first time, machines started building internal representations of the world automatically. And this dramatically improved AI capabilities. Machines became significantly better at vision and speech. Language processing, pattern recognition, behavioral understanding, signal detection, and representation intelligence. From an enterprise perspective, this changed everything. Computer vision systems improved drastically. Speech systems became practical. Natural language processing accelerated. Recommendation systems became more intelligent. Autonomous systems became increasingly realistic. And AI capabilities expanded globally at an unprecedented pace. Another major breakthrough also occurred during this era. Data volumes exploded, cloud infrastructure expanded, GPU acceleration became commercially accessible, and suddenly, organizations had enough data, compute power, and neural architectures. They could train extremely large AI systems. This is a very important architectural insight. Deep learning was not simply an algorithmic breakthrough. It was a convergence of forces. That convergence changed the future of AI. Another major shift also happened during this period. Representation learning became increasingly automated. Earlier, humans manually engineered features. Deep learning systems began discovering representations independently. This led to transformers and LLMs, and eventually agentic AI systems. Of course, deep learning also introduced significant challenges. Large training costs, massive compute requirements, black box behavior, explainability limitations, bias amplification, energy consumption, operational governance complexity. This is critical. Powerful intelligence systems also require responsible operational architecture. Before we close, remember one insight. Machine learning taught systems how to predict. Deep learning taught them how to represent. And representation intelligence changed artificial intelligence forever. In our next session, we continue. Video 2 of 6, Class 14. neural networks and representation hierarchies, where we will explore how neural systems began learning layered intelligence structures and how representation hierarchies became the foundation of modern AI cognition. Thank you, everybody. This is Shankar from SystemBaseLabs, engineering the future of intelligence together.